Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Escape Art by Scott, and I really hope you do enjoy my little videos that I make. I hope so anyway, but let's get started right into it. But first, hey, keep subscribing to that channel for me, guys, and keep hitting that like button. Alright, I appreciate it. Let's get on with it, okay? This is a 16 by 20 canvas. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start up here putting the sky in. And I'm going to cover this very top portion of some white. I'm just going to put some white paint on the brush and just, cover this very lightly. And it helps me, to me, it helps me blend these acrylic paints. It helps me blend the skies in a little bit better. To me, it does, okay? And one more thing before I get going. And, leave me some messages if you would. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. Let me know what I'm doing right. Okay, that would help me out. And even if you put something I'm doing wrong, hey, I can learn from that. So if you would, just leave me some messages for me. And now, if you're just an idiot out there, keep your opinion to yourself. Okay, because. I'm enough of an idiot on my own, or I don't need no help with that. So just leave good remarks, nothing too horrible, all right? So, but I'm going to shut off the camera. I don't cover this right here because you guys don't need to see that, okay? Just put a little white paint on the brush, brush it in. If you can't do that, you don't need to be painting or driving or doing anything. Anyone can do that, all right? So I'm just going to save time on my camera, my battery, on my camera. I want to get this all in just one good shot, okay? So I'll be right back. Alright, I got my white paint in. I'm going to put some, this is a sky blue color that I'm using. That's what the color, the name of the color is sky blue, if you're following along, alright? And just come right up in here, and this is dropping some blue. And you guys know how I do this, right? I just put it on, okay? I don't mess around with these guys too much. And people like to nitpick, at their paintings. I call it chicken painting, where they come up here and they just pecking like a chicken. Buck, 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 buck. And I can't do that. And you know what? It works for them. I give them that. And now I want to put some. That was sky blue. Now I'm going to use some phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is a bit darker. And I'll come right up in here and put this dark color in. Right up here. Just a little nice blue sky today. And just brush it across, just get rid of the brush strokes. And I think that's all I'm going to do. Now I'm going to shut off the camera. I'm going to take a step back and take a look at it just to see what I need. Alright. And I just mixed me up some, I want to put in a mountain here. A mountain range from coming up here to this top corner, going all the way down to here. And mixed me up some black and some brown. But don't mix it up. Leave it kind of marbly like. Don't mix it up to where it's one solid color. Leave it, kind of marbly like, if that's a word. Anyway, come right up in here and decide where you want this old mountain at. And I think I want it right here. And I'm going to put it in like that. And all you're worried about right now, guys, is that the top edge. It's right down here. We'll worry about that a little later. But the top edge, that's what we're wanting. And let's see, come right here, put another little ridge in. One thing about mountains, it takes a little practice. I, for one, have not mastered mountains by any means. I'm still learning myself. But one thing, I want to keep going here, but one thing I want to tell you before I turn off the camera is just make sure your edge of your mountains, they don't look like teepees, you know, upside down or upside down ice cream cones all the way through. Keep them a little, don't make one like the other one, all right? Mix them up the way they look. Because if you have them all the same way, it won't look good. So keep that in mind when you're doing your mountain, all right? I'm going to come right back. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I'll be right back. All right, I'm done with my mountain for right now. I'm going to let all this dry. So when I put on my snow and other things, it won't pick up that color. And so my paint, my white paint will stay true, okay? It'll stay white. But anyway, as you can tell, I came down with this here mountain here, and as I went back towards the right, if you will, going to the right, I was higher and higher until I get right here. So this right here should be lower or higher up, however you want to say it, than down here. Now to give that illusion of distance, as you can see, it looks like, you know, you stand here, and man, it's a long way. If you want to walk this right here, it's going to take you 2 weeks to get there. And that's that illusion of distance I keep telling you about. When you're doing landscapes, that is one of the key things that you should be looking out for, is get that distance in that painting. So up here, my blue paint has dried good enough. It's a little tacky, but it's good enough. I'm just going to put in some nice clouds right here, okay? And just drop these clouds in and let them just float right on out. And you keep going with it as much as you want. Do one cloud at a time. Don't get in a big hurry with this. And keep that brush moving. If you stand right here and just go around and around and around in a circle, even though your brush is moving, that's all you're going to get, is a little puff ball in the sky. So, yeah. Keep it moving, but everywhere. Just come right here, right over there. When you see that, you get a problem like that, no worries. No worries. Just come right over with another small white. No problem here. And that's all we want to do with the sky. I'm going to come back with another brush and just to smooth these out a little bit. And you just do this kind of quickly, because if not, this acrylic paint will dry on you. And just smooth it out. Not too much, because it'll all go away. It'll just leave you. And there it is. Alright. Alright, I'm back. And I'm about to put on these highlights, and I already started a little bit just to see how it looks. And what I want to point it out to you is that when you're looking at your mountain, alright, you need to pick out things in your mountain. For example, I stepped back, looked at it, and I think I want to have some snow come right through here. Alright, before I do that, I put in this little shadow color. Now the shadow color, you know, normally it's around a purplish blue type color. So, you know, pick out your shadow color. Mix some blue and some white together just to lighten it up just a little. And, you know, now, again, you need to practice this, okay? Practice it until you get your shadow down the color that you like. That's what you need to do. Practice. But, anyway, I came back in. I'm going to put my shadow color in first. Then I'm going to come down here with my snow, and that will push that back. And that's a little secret, a little key to your mountains. You know, you need to, you know, look at it and just see things like this here, this peak here, and I want to put in just a little bit of white here, and then come down here with a nice solid line of snow or white, and that will push that one back. So that's what you do. You play with these peaks. What peaks are in the foreground, what's going to be in the background, and things of this nature. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do now, and put on the snow and play around with it a little bit. And so I'm going to turn off the camera, and then I'll be back. I just want to show you, make your ridges. You know, you're coming down here with your mountain. You put your shadow side and your snow on the other side. It's going to kind of like leave it a line. It's going to be a straight line. You need to break that up a little bit. And the way you do that, just come back in here and put like another peak in there. Something like that. And then you come back. So I got two palette knives going here. One for my highlight, my snow, and one for the shadow. And each peak has its own little shadow. And let's see here, coming down here. Let's see, another one right here. And let that snow break, meaning, you know, break it up where it leaves little holes in here. Don't use no solid like you're baking a cake. You don't want that. And just come right back again with your shadow color. And let that break also. You know, also, you know, let it break. Let it show some of this brown color that you put on, or whatever mountain color that you use. Alright. Alright guys, I believe I'm done with my mountain. And this is what I've done. And again, make sure that your mountaintops, they don't look alike, okay, when you're doing it. All mountains are, you know, you got your highlights, your shadow, and make sure your paint breaks, at least some of this nice rock color, the base of the mountain, the base color of the mountain, make sure that shows through, okay? And as I went this way, I got less and less snow highlight, and when I got this ridge right here, I just put very little color in, okay? It gives that, again, it gives that little sense of distance into your painting. Now, enough on that. Now I'm going to dip my brush into some white paint. And right here at the base of the mountain, all the way over, what you want is to put like, you know, your fog in here, okay? And let me step on this. Maybe I can keep it from making all that noise. And just put a little fog in here, okay? This will be your little separator. Because I want to put some trees right here. And if you didn't have this fog, okay, or your mist, or whatever you want to call it, and you put trees, it looked like the trees are laying right onto the mountain, and you don't want that. Alright, so put this fog in, mist, whatever you want to call it, and just go all the way over with it. I'll be right back. I'm about to put my tree line in, going all the way over. And I just mixed me up a whole bunch of color. And I want to try to put it in this way. I don't know how, hold my brush this way. And this is the way I've been doing it. And it seems to be okay. So I want to keep going all the way over. But you put in your tree line however you want to. Just because I'm doing this way, if you want to come in here and just come straight down and put in your tree line, if you are following along. But again, this takes practice. I've been doing this for years. Well, you know, about 13, 14 years now, off and on. I have not done as many, nowhere near as many as I should have. But anyway, but it does take time. It does take a lot of practice, okay? So if you're just now starting out, if your painting don't look as good, you know, keep trying, all right? But I want to keep going with this all the way over, and okay, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm done with my tree line here, and what do you need to do? You need to layer your tree line. I mean, I have different layers, like right here. I'll put in some dark color right through here, and then I came back with some highlights, some yellow, and just put some yellow right here. It gives it little layers. So that's what you need to do. Have a dark color, and right below it have a little lighter color, and just go back and forth. That's called contrast. Light against dark, and dark against light. All right. And now what I did was I stepped back, and I was going to come down here with some more trees, but I kind of like this little angle right here. So I'm going to put in a hill, some grass, and then I'm going to come back in here with some more trees, more close-up trees, more detailed trees. Are going to have a little more detail into it. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll be right back. Almost done, guys. Almost done. Hang in there. I got me some color on my paintbrush, and just some sap green and some yellow for the highlight, to highlight this a little bit. And you just come right up here. Now this is still far away, so not too much detail in your grass here, guys. Not too much detail at all. So you just come right here and just do that number, and just make a nice little hill. And go back and forth with your highlight, and just regular, just old plain sap green. That's about as far as I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to come back here, this right here. How about that? All the way up there. And come back with some more highlight. Some more of that yellow right here. Just lighten that up just a little. There, very easy. You got in a nice little hill area. Now I'm going to come back here and put some trees in here. And I'm going to use this brush here. You need to have a nice little chisel edge. A nice little sharp edge. Come right to the side. And start like a little starter line. And right now, then come at the edge of the corner of your brush here. Whether you're using a fan brush or this type of brush, let me come up here. All you're going to do is touch it with that corner of that brush, all right? That's the only thing you need to be touching. And just touch it. And just go back and forth. And I did not like that at all. So I'm going to leave that one alone. Alright, put that brush aside. I'm going to use this old fan brush to make these trees. A little starter, a little line. And I like to go up. Going up like that. And that makes the branches in upward. And for some reason, they just look better to me. If you want to go down, then you push down. Something like that. Put another one there. Something like that. Another one. Many here, or as few as you want in yours. Something like that. Now I want to go on down here and finish this all in with these trees. Now you know how to do them, right? So put in as many as you want. Alright guys, I finished up my tree line right here. And again, make sure your trees ain't always all the same height. Make them a little taller or a little shorter here. However, you put some in the background here and here. So making it uneven, okay? I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Now I'm going to, right here, we get a little closer now to the foreground, all right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some brown color right here because I want to have some more grass. But we're getting closer now. We can see more detail even in the grass, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. I just got some brown paint on the brush and starting at the bottom and just working my way up. Something like this. And just cover it all right in with some nice color. Now the color I'm using is basically the mountain color. I'll put a little green in it, so it has a little green hue to it. So that's what I've done. So let me finish this up and I'll be right back. We're almost done, guys, almost. All right, guys, I've went ahead and covered this in with some good old dark color here, and later on, once it dries, I'll put some grass area in here. One thing I wanted to point out to you is I want to jib around here a little bit. I got my camera, had it recharged, so it's full power now, so I can talk a little bit more. Yeah, get prepared. But anyway, when you're putting in trees, like big leafy trees, even I at times forget this, but if you're going to have some leafy trees, have your grass low like this. So when you put your tree in, listen to me now, listen. When you put your tree, are you listening? All right. When you put your tree in, then when you put your leaves and all in, it won't blend into your grass so that it will stick out. If you have, let's say I had this way up here, and all this right here is grass, and I put in my tree, you know, the tree is green, so is the grass. It's going to kind of blend in with one another. It's kind of hard to separate the two. So keep in mind that try to keep your grass kind of low if you're going to have big leafy trees, okay? And well, any tree really, even the evergreens here, because see how they stand out. You know, the contrast, your light color against your dark color. Now I want to come back here a little later and just put in just a little bit of green into these trees. Not much, because I like that dark color against the light color here. That's that good contrast. Okay? And that's just a little bit, still a little wet. So I'm going to jig around a little bit more and get off of painting a little bit and talk a little bit more, something I know even more about is sports, you know, football, NFL. You know, got the Super Bowl coming up next Sunday. You know, I can't wait for that. I hope it's a good one. I just hope that, I don't care who wins. I just want it to be a good game, good close game, exciting game. And I hope the referees keep their noses out of it. Don't make no stupid calls and don't try to dictate who wins. You know, the referee should just stay out of it as much as possible. You know, throw a flag on a foul, that's a sure enough foul. But it's a ticky-tack foul, and if you think you just throw a flag just because you can, you need to get up out of there. All right, you never should ref a game again in your life. All right, you leave the Super Bowl alone to the players and to the coaches. Okay? Now, here's another thing I would like to throw out here. It might upset a few people, but it's my opinion on a few things that's going on. You know, NFL and baseball. And, you know, the NFL got a, you know, the hiring of coaches and talking about certain, you know, race, okay, of people that's not getting coaches, positions for these teams. The only thing I can say on that, I have never, you know, I'm 54 years old, and I have never heard of race winning a game or losing a game. Has any of you really? I always thought that someone's actions dictates whether they win or lose a game, not just because of their race. You know, teams are going to hire the best person for that particular job. You know, they ain't going to hire, you know, you got a great coach and they don't like them for whatever reason, you know, but they're the best for that team. They're going to hire him. What, they're going to put their personal side. I would if I was owner, you know, and there's someone here that, you know, I don't like their hair color or their left-handed. I hate all left-handed people, let's just say. All right, but if I'm owning over a team and this left-handed guy is the best person for that coaching position, I am going to hire him because he is the best for my team. And you know, the what's his name for the Dolphins, Brian Flores. You know, he got let go. He got his job was terminated. You know, and all of a sudden. He wanted to throw his, you know, his race out there. He didn't have a problem before, as long as he had a job. Now he don't have a job. No other team is hiring because they just don't think he's the right fit for their team. I mean, are you really serious right now with all that? Come on, guys. You didn't hear nothing out of him as long as he had a job. Ain't it crazy how when you don't have a job, you want to throw some junk out there? And you know that's kind of it's really ridiculous to do that. So, okay, enough of football. I'll talk about baseball here. I don't want to upset nobody, okay? Just my personal, opinion on that. That is just facts. That's just the way. There is no, to me, there's no minority, all right? There's no race. There's just people. Wow, just human beings, people. And once this world realizes that, it'll be a better place. But I won't see it in my lifetime, and I know my grandchildren won't see it. But until we all think that way, ain't that the better way to be? Well, we're just people. We're human beings, man and women. There's no Spanish woman, black woman, white man, black man. There ain't none of that. You're either a man or a woman. You're human beings. That's it. So enough on that, guys. Baseball. We had the Cooperstown, the Hall of Fame that came up, and one person was elected, David Ortiz, you know, and the other guys did not get elected. You know what I'm talking about? Roger Clemens, okay, and Barry Bonds. Are you kidding me right now? Just because of some. The steroid use. These people are professional ball players. They get hurt. Okay, they want to get on that field as soon as possible, so they're going to take something to make their body not be in pain no more. Really? I mean, if I'm in pain, the doctor say, hey, you take this, you feel better. You get back on that field. Give it to me. All right? Especially with just a cream. I don't get into shots. I don't like needles at all. But now, you talk about Barry Bonds, 20, 25 years ago, and then what he looks like now. Shoot, 20 years ago, you wouldn't recognize me. 20 years ago, I had hair, and it wasn't this color. All right? I mean, I changed my look. Not for the better, I don't think, but I changed. People change over 20 years. And they, say steroids are the only reason why Barry Bonds hit home runs. Really? So I can go out and take steroids and within a week go out into the ball field and hit 500 home runs? I don't have to train. I don't have to hit the weight room. Man, that man hit the weight room. He trained. He hit every day. And they just steroids, guys. It's all kind of, they work out. They train. I just don't think Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens is going to go into the weight room and do a bicep curl, and right there at the climax of that curl, stick a needle in their muscle. I don't think they're doing that. All right. So, and the Hall of Fame will be completed with those two guys in there. Roger Clemens, the most Cy Youngs. Barry Bonds, the most home runs, and just all kind of records there. And, Cooperstown, the Hall of Fame is a story. It's like a book. And without them in there, they're missing pages out of that book. I mean, it is just ridiculous. And don't get me on Pete Rose. That is just a crime against humanity for what baseball has done to Pete Rose. Pete Rose, all baseball. I mean, what have we gained or lost because we didn't have Pete Rose in baseball for all these years? We have lost a bunch without him being in it. Just think about this, guys. In the Hall of Fame, we will not have the guy with the most home runs. We will not have the guy with the most Cy Youngs, and we won't have the guy with the most hits. Are you kidding me? How is that going to be complete? How am I going to explain to my grandchildren when they grow up, if they into sports and baseball, how can I explain that? I can't. There's no reason for it. It's just garbage. There's people who have done a whole lot worse than Pete has, and people just want to baby them. You know, you were talking about the drug addicts out there. Oh, you poor baby. You know, the cocaine users and whatever they do. What's whatever they do? That's ridiculous. And Pete Rose wants to just bat down baseball. Yes, it was in the book that if you bat down baseball, that, you know, you get banned for life. You know, first thing I would do if I was a commissioner was reinstate that man in baseball as quick as possible, because he's about 80 years old. Can you imagine that if he passes away? God, that's enough. That's enough. All right, this is about right enough. I just want to get that out there, guys. It really been burning me a lot about the steroid use and these people. And now they're stopping to use the steroids. They're stopped testing people. What I've heard on ESPN, they just stopped using it, or not using it, but they have stopped testing for it. But it'll be back. It'll be back. All right. Enough on that. All right, I'm getting ready to do my grass here. And what I'm going to do is a little different. I want to put some green on one side and some yellow. I don't know if you can really see that on that side there. And one thing I wanted to point out, the video I just did before this, I explained it, but I got a light up here that is shining down. It really makes a difference for me. I can really see the painting now. But I hope there is not a glare once I post it and all. If I post it, then of course I'm going to have to start doing my videos without the light. But it really shines on this canvas here, and I can really tell what I'm doing now. And I'm doing this little technique, having the brush upside down, and maybe like this here. I guess either way you can do it. And I got a little yellow on the other side, so I can come up here and just hit it like that, and just come back. Something like that. Just to highlight a little bit more. And that's the way I'm going to paint this grass. Normally I come in here and I just tap it. Tap that like that, right? But it kind of looks, like I said in another video, kind of like if someone took a lawnmower, mowed it. It's all evenly cut. You know, and of course, wild, grass ain't cut, right? So in the wilderness, I mean, who's going to go out there and cut the wilderness, the grass? So I'm going to try it this way for a while and see how it goes. But I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and I'll be right back. All right. Went in here, covered all this in with some nice grass area. And I was going to put a big tree right here. But man, I kind of like that, you know. So I'm just going to leave that alone because that big old tree is going to cover up a good bit of that. But I am going to put in some rocks. And what I did was double load my brush again, put dark color and then a lighter color. And I'm going to make that a little lighter. And of course, how we do that, of course, is by just mixing in some white and whatever color you got, some bluish gray, and put a little white in just lighten it up. And with a highlighted color up top, of course. And let's put in some rocks. And let's go right around here. Oh yeah, this is nice. I don't know how many rocks I have made, and I'm just, in my time of painting, it's just crazy how it works. You just make a little rock shape. Let's put a big one right here. Alright. Let's put a big one right down here. Oh yeah. That's a good one there. Put a little small ones up here somewhere. Wherever you want them. Wherever. And right down here. Alright, that's enough rocks for right now. Yeah. But I think I'm going to call this one finished, guys. I can piddle with this all day long. But I just wanted to show you. Let me point out a few pointers to you. Again, here we go with the sky. Make sure your top of the sky is a little darker than the bottom. You know, and then you, of course, come in here with your clouds. Your mountain tops, the key things with your mountain tops. Don't keep all your peaks the same height. And have a little different, you know. This is more of a square, you know, as you can see. Make them uneven at different heights. It makes your painting look a little bit more better. Makes your mountain look more real, more realistic. Okay. At the very bottom, don't forget you put in your little fog, your little misty area, because now then you put these trees. You got your trees. And then your little misty area, then the mountain. If you didn't have that misty area, those trees will be laying right against that mountain, and that won't look good. So misty area. Then you come in here with your tree line, with your, the trees. Make sure they're you do one row, a lighter color than a darker color. It could be a green and a lighter green, and then a darker color. It could be just plain old black. Just alternate light to dark. Back to dark, back to light. And that's what gives it the depths into your painting, into your tree line. Alright, easy, next thing was the background grass here. And they come back in with your trees. Alright. And again, don't keep your trees all lined up. Have some high, taller trees, shorter trees, thinner trees, bigger trees, And then come back in here with your grass, put in that dark color. Do not cover up all that dark color. Leave some dark areas. That gives the grass that detailed look that you want. And then you come back in with your rocks or whatever you want. And again, I can just piddle all day long with this, but you got to get to the point, guys, where just say enough is enough on your painting. You can work at it, and you just kill everything that you just did. So learn that. You'll learn that after you painting. You'll know when you have it, and you just stop. All right. Well, this one's finished, and I hope no one got upset. About all the stuff I said about the NFL and baseball and all that. It's just my opinion. All right, that's all that is. But until next time, guys, make sure, again, hit that subscribe button for me, okay? And hit that like button. Subscribe to it, like it, and, share it. Help me out. I want to get a few views at a time. Hopefully, I'll do 20, 30 more. That'll give me over 50 videos. So maybe at that time, I'll have more views and get this thing going. All right. So anyway, until next time, guys, you guys take care of yourself and come back to see me. All right. Bye.